He said to me, Matt, she wants to leave the room right now.
Yep.
And he tells me you're feeling anxiety right now.
All the time.
You have to know that he's coming through for a reason, because he literally is an angel watching over you every single day, because you are an angel to him. First of all, I gotta tell you, there's a couple souls that are here on the other side. And first of all, there's a soul that's here that passed in tragedy when I'm connected.
That's for my best friend.
Where is she?
I'm right there. She doesn't want to be on camera.
Oh, get your ass over here. Then what the hell do you think this is?
They should have been soulmates.
Who is that to you?
He was my best friend.
Come here and sit next to her.
Yeah, get on my bed, girl. Come on.
Out.
She didn't even want to come down to my room.
No, I didn't. I was like, my aura's off.
Yeah, I was like,
weird.
girl, you're coming down.
Get your ass over here, because the dead want to speak to you. What's your name?
My name's Carol.
Carol, I gotta tell you, this soul is here. He shows me that he has so much love for you on the other side. And first of all, when I'm connecting with him, he keeps saying to me, Matt, you have to say, I'm sorry. Please tell her that. Because here in this world, Matt, I was struggling with many different things within my life. He says, and my biggest battle was my emotions and my self-doubt, he tells me. He tells me when I'm connecting with him that he suffered with depression and anxiety here in the physical. He goes, I don't mean to put her out on this. He goes, but we both dealt with this together. He tells me that you and him had a depression and anxiety at the same time. And he tells me that you would always lift each other up.
So true. Yep.
He tells me that whenever you were down, he would be there for you. Whenever he needed you, you would be there for him. He says to me, Matt, and we promised that we would always stay in touch with one another and always help each other out if we needed each other. And he says to me that you're so upset and you're so mad at him because of the fact that he didn't tell you all that was going on. This is the thing, is that I keep hearing you say, because he's telling me, that you keep saying, I could have helped him. I could have helped him if I just knew. You knew all the things that were going on with him, meaning the depression and anxiety, but you didn't realize how bad it had gotten. And I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm also seeing other things when I'm speaking to him. He's showing me when I'm connecting with him that he was sneaking. There was some type of pills or medications that he was taking here in the physical. I don't feel that these were prescribed when I'm connecting with him, because he keeps showing me pill bottles and he's saying to me, Matt, this made me worse. This made me worse. I used to have control. He's like, I had control of my life. I had control of my depression. I had control of my anxiety, but I made a mistake. He says, I went from leaning on people. I went from leaning on her to leaning on drugs, he's showing me. He says, and that was my biggest downfall, because the day that he died, you felt like you didn't even know who he was. It's like, all of a sudden you heard like these stories from other people and you're like, that doesn't sound like him. That doesn't sound like him. That doesn't sound like him to me. I know that this is hard for you.
She didn't even want to come down here.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Listen, he tells me right now, they'll have side conversations, and he said to me, Matt, she wants to leave the room right now.
Yep.
Meaning that you keep saying in your head, I can't do this. And he tells me you're feeling anxiety right now.
All the time.
You have to know that he's coming through for a reason, because he literally is an angel watching over you every single day, because you are an angel to him. And although this is hard, and although this is making you uncomfortable speaking like this to him, I have to tell you that at the end of the day, you're going to feel such relief. It's making you feel this way because you are a sensitive person, he tells me. You've always been this way.
So sensitive.
And he tells me that the two of you had a connection almost like twins did. Like when you knew something was wrong with him, you'd be on the phone like, hey, is everything all right with you? Like, I feel like something's not right.
Yep.
And sometimes when a loved one passes, they cause us grief and cause us pain that we don't even know that's there. And he said to me that there's still so much that you have bottled up from his passing, and that you're still hurt over him passing because it didn't have to end like this. And that's what's so tough.
Wow. I got goosebumps.
I have to tell you something. He just said to me in my ear, I will always love you. He said to me, Matt, please let her know I have nothing but love, because she never turned her back on me. She accepted me for who I was. He says, the one thing that I need to let her know is that some of these issues were far beyond what she saw or what she thought. So he said to me, he's letting you know this because you could not have fixed everything. He says, Matt, she was always there to fix me, to be there for me. She always lifted me up. He says, but the problem is that at the end of my life, I relied on these addictions and I wasn't the same person. So he's letting you know this because his death really scared you. And it scared you because you went through a lot of the same things that he went through, meaning the anxiety, the depression. And he tells me sometimes you're like, oh my God, like I have these thoughts too. I have these anxious thoughts. What happens if I end up like this? He said to me, there's a big difference between me and you. He says, and that's that I gave in. I gave into addiction. So please know that he's stepping forward right here and right now because he says to me, Matt, I'm here to take away her pain and her anxiety. I need her to know that every day that goes by, I'm there and watching over her and that she was so special in my life and she will always be. He says, so thank you for the way that you remember him. He also just said to me, I'm the dragonfly. So did you see a dragonfly after his passing?
Yes.
That was him.
That's crazy because I took one to like his gravesite. Like
What?
after he passed, yeah, I took a dragonfly to his gravesite.
That's crazy. So when you brought the dragonfly to his gravesite, right?
Mhm.
And then all of a sudden you left and a dragonfly came and followed you. That was him. He said to me, I was the dragonfly. I was the dragonfly. He says, and Matt, if you tell her this, she will know that it's real.
This is crazy. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And listen, you know what's so funny? From the beginning of this reading to the end, I can see the weight that's lifted off of your shoulders. Because he said, Matt, like me, she needed to know one thing. She needed to know if there's a heaven and if there's an afterlife. Because I know that you really want to believe, but I know that you're also so scared of it and you're so scared of death and so scared of dying. And that's one of the reasons why you have anxiety and fear every day. He said to me, Matt, she shouldn't be afraid of heaven because she knows someone in heaven and that someone is me. He says, so I'm watching over her the same way that we watched over each other in life. And that's what I need her to know.
Thank you.